Hello. We are back again with another episode of this podcast. I am here with a used Q-tip that you find rolling around in the wind.
Wait, like not even in your bathroom? Just a random
Q-tip
boy.
Q-tip rolling around down the street. And I am Spooky Suki, as always.
Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm fucking tired, man.
I finally went to the new coffee shop that I was complaining about last weekend.
Yeah, the Offenders we went to.
Yeah, not Norfolk Coffee Shop, which is the one that I was trying to describe to you.
That's Downtown Coffee Co. That's what
right,
that's called. Yeah, I had like a matcha tea and a lavender latte, and I'm still tired.
No,
but I've been getting up at like 6:30 for
which I don't know what the hell's wrong with you.
Whatever reason. So this is prime getting ready for bedtime for me right now, but it's
Girl,
okay.
It is not that late.
Yeah, it's a Friday too, so it's not that big of a deal, but I don't know, I think maybe that's what I need to shoot for a consistent wake up time and go to bed time. I think maybe that would help me out. But that's getting fucked up this weekend anyway, so maybe next week we'll start. Because we got shit to do. Tomorrow we have Mimosa Fest.
Yep. All of the downtown Norfolkians, if you listen to this between then and now.
Yeah, probably not. Everybody listens to it on Monday.
I know.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I have never been.
Yeah, well, this is the second time they've done it. The first time, I do believe, was actually in 2020, like during the middle of the pandemic or something like that.
Oh, was it?
No,
I don't know.
Or was it before?
I think they've been doing it more than 2 years.
No, this is
because I know one year I couldn't go because I was sick.
Yeah.
So that was the first year, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, you missed that and Oktoberfest because you just decided
Oh, no, maybe it was Oktoberfest I was sick, and then maybe for...
I think you're just gone.
Mimosa Fest I was gone.
In town.
That could be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is only the second one they've ever done.
I don't know. I can't keep track of that stuff. I don't know. It'll be fun. We'll see if I get to go to Oktoberfest this year, but when is that usually?
It's usually the last couple weekends in September.
Oh, it's probably not then.
Yeah, it's probably not. I know I actually plan on going to the one at the Crescent Moon in Omaha. That one's amazing. It's huge. The big draw there is they have like all the German food. It's like this giant, huge like fried schnitzel. It's like
do you wear your kilt for that, or do you not?
No. Well, I did wear my kilt for the Czech festival that I was at last weekend.
Is that a Czech thing too?
No.
Skirts?
Well, no.
No.
The kilt is usually it's a Celtic thing, so that's Scottish, Irish, those like tribal. The Czechs, see, they're kind of weird because they're not Germanic and they're borderline Slavic, but they don't use Cyrillic. So they're kind of like a weird mix between like German and like almost Russian. So it's a weird mix between the two. So none of it makes any sense.
I see, like, at least my kilt that I got now, like, at least I could pass that one off for, like, a regular skirt.
Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah, it turned out really good. It's really cool because, like, in the light, you can see, like, the colors are really bright and vibrant, but then when it's not in the light, it's really dark and spooky, which is it's the weirdest thing, but I quite like it.
It's the way that it's woven. Because like all the patterns, it's not just dyed onto the cloth; it actually is the cloth itself.
Woven in. Yeah.
So then you get like it can shimmer and vary. Yeah.
Crazy. What did we do? What did I do this week? We're doing a lot of studying because I've decided that.
Yeah, you're getting like knee deep into learning Japanese.
Yeah, I want to next year. So the JLPT test they have in, I think it's either June or July. I can't remember. In December.
For the uninitiated, what does that stand for?
Oh, yeah. Japanese language proficiency test. So they go from a level of N5, which is the easiest, to N1, which is like expert level. You could be a translator. It's So I've decided I want to take either the N5 or the N4, depending on where I am next year, and take a trip to Chicago and take the test.
So is that just more like a flex, like, hey, I know Japanese, or is that something to actually apply and like
well,
do
okay,
stuff
so
with?
In order for me to do things, I have to have like a goal to get to. Otherwise, it's like just doing
it's
shit.
a hobby. It's like, well, I can push this.
Yeah,
off.
it's doing shit willy nilly, and that doesn't really work out for me.
Yeah.
So, and these last couple of years, I couldn't take it anyways because they didn't have the test.
Yeah.
And I feel like that'll be good when we go to Japan, probably not next year, but the year after.
Okay.
So then I can actually get us around and stuff.
No, when you do that rent-a-friend thing.
Well, yeah, you can still do that, but
Yeah.
you can only, like, they're pretty expensive, and you can only have them for, like, you can't have them for a whole day.
Oh,
Or
really?
anything. Yeah.
Oh, I
only
thought it's like someone
just
they hang
an
out with you for
afternoon.
like.
No,
5
you'd have
days.
to, like, get an actual guide,
Oh.
not like a rent-a-friend thing.
Oh, that makes kind of sense. The whole idea is
Yeah, you can't, like-
I'll just like magically just make a friend in Japan.
Yeah, no, you can't just have them for the whole day.
maybe we'll be so charismatic, and they'll just want to hang out with us free of charge.
I
You don't think so?
don't think so.
Okay.
Afraid not. So yeah, I'll be able to like order us food and such and get us
Get us
around.
around the Shinkansen.
Yeah.
Which that's like not like the romantic thing that everyone thinks. Like the word Shinkansen is like,
Shinkansen?
oh yeah, it just means like east train out of Tokyo or something.
Oh no,
like,
it's
like
like the shape of the train. I used to know this too, and I think I've looked it up.
Does it mean duck with platypus?
No.
Because I know one of the trains, like the nickname of it is it's called the platypus because like the whole front of it's like shoveled. But no, I thought like Shinkansen just means like rail A or just something like very very basic.
No, it's
I feel like we talked about this before. Comment down below if we've talked about this before.
I'm pretty sure we have, because I'm pretty sure I've looked it up.
Is it any recent search?
And I think it was for this. I don't know why.
Because there's more than one
It's
high-speed rail line.
New main line. That's what it was.
Yeah, because I know it's like something.
Yeah, I was like, I know I've looked it up before. Oh yeah,
it's
look,
like bullet train or like Magic Fuji.
look at my nice, lovely Japanese course I'm doing for free. This course that I'm doing is actually made by the Japanese government.
Oh.
Or
So it's
people, and
all propaganda.
No, it's just like
No,
stuff
I'm
that
not
makes
learning
sense.
simplified Chinese or Cantonese.
Well, it's like there's videos where they talk and stuff, and it's like they're walking around the streets and stuff. It's really cool.
That is pretty neat.
But yes, I don't know.
See,
Hopefully, I'll do better
I
this
feel
time
like
around.
there's an untapped market. Well, I guess like J-pop isn't nearly as big as it used to be with the rise of K-pop. But having like idols like do like here learn our language type thing because people would eat that shit up.
And the other difference is like the J-pop groups go through so fast because like
Yeah,
you get to
it's
a certain
like
age
3
and they're
years
like,
and-
okay, you guys are disbanded because you're too old.
Well, then how does because there's like old rocker like
Yeah, if like they're
Deering Gray.
if they're like an actual band
Yeah.
or they're popular enough,
Oh, but
they can keep
like
going.
the idols, like they have a very short shelf life.
Yeah. Actually, one of my
Larkins?
favorite singers, she does like anime openings and everything. She's gotten Best Song of the Year like a million times. So but her name is also Lisa, not to be confused with
Blackpink Lisa.
the Lisa that I like. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll get there eventually. I'm just like I'm having a hard time trying to figure out where I left off and what I still know. So I'm like still trying to figure out what I remember and what I don't remember. I remember
Shashi Shushisho, Nani Nune no, Kaki Kukeko.
yeah, those are just
It's the alphabet.
that's how things are pronounced. But there's 3 different alphabets.
Yeah, there's hiragana, katakana, and kanji.
Yep. And there's a fuck ton of kanji. And they can mean like 3 different things at the same time.
No, it's like kanji is the one that like every proper noun has its own kanji, right?
Well,
like your name would have its own kanji.
Not necessarily, because my name's foreign and your name's foreign.
Yeah, okay.
So we would be in katakana. But
Yeah.
well, there's like kanji's hard because a lot of them look similar.
and you just kind of have to know it.
Yeah, you got to memorize them and their different meanings. So there's the Japanese meaning and then the maybe Chinese meaning, and it depends on like what context it's in and what it's like surrounded by. So it's absolutely insane, and I'm not ready for that yet because I'm still trying to just get my vocabulary base a little better.
Because, like, okay, so of the languages that I know, they're all European. So I know some of the Romance languages, and I can follow German grammar. I just don't know what a lot of the stuff means because English is just French vocabulary with German grammar.
Yeah.
So how does like sentence structure and like verb conjugation work in Japanese?
It's
not
completely different. So it follows like the subject is always first kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like the in between. So like watashi wa, so that's like watashi's the subject, which is you.
Yeah.
Or I. It's not you. That's enough.
Yeah.
Not that bad. Anyways. And then it's like the joiner, but it's important still. And then it's like the verb and then the like sentence structure thing. Yeah. So it's like completely is flipped from ours.
So it's like Yoda speak.
Yeah.
It's like to him the shop went instead of he went to the shop.
But it'd be like he shop went.
Okay.
But not always. Like it's crazy. And Korean is also that way. Because I've studied that a bit too. Their shit's crazy because they have sounds that we don't.
Yeah. A lot
That's
of
insane.
Well, we also have.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of really dumb shit in English.
The way that we do our L's, like the L, like that hard of an L is actually very, very strange. And the rhotic R instead of ah, like is pretty much only an American English thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's a linguist dude that I whenever his videos pop on YouTube, I always have to watch him. He does a lot of breakdowns of actors' accents in movies, and it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, the R in Japanese isn't like RR either.
Yeah, and like they don't have a separate. That's why like where you get like the L and the R overlap.
Well, there is no L, so it's often the R.
Yeah.
Sound, but it's not like our sound. It's more like it's like a mash between the L and the R.
Yeah, it's
so like, you like softly touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, not like press it.
It's ru.
It's like you just like you barely tap it on there. It's really hard to explain that, isn't it?
Well, it's like it's well no, because that is like close to like the front of your mouth. It's like the back of the mouth sounds that are really hard for kids. That's why R is so different because it's a complex thing to do.
Yeah.
Same thing with like the hard C, the like ch is easy, but k is harder because it's further back. Because it's hard to like describe it. You're right. It's hard to describe it.
Yeah, it's hard to describe like the shape that you have to make your. It's like the same thing with singing. Is like if you're doing something, you can't like with musical instruments, you can just move your fingers or something.
Yeah.
But with singing, it's hard to make little adjustments because you can't do. You have to like just feel it, which is insane. But.
When I was in high school, I took a drama class. Mr. Sean Nutzman, if you're out there and you listen to this, you're a goddamn legend.
Are you sure he's not like dead? How old was
he? He's actually he probably still works at the school. But he was amazing. That's where I learned my love for Samuel Beckett and Theater of the Absurd. But we had to do some basic voice things, and we were given like certain lines, and it's like say this line in like a dramatic fashion, and one of the lines was "Run for your life." So it's like, how do you say it? And like, it was me and like two other people like in this class. It was awesome. And so one of them is God, who's one of my first friends ever. Dude I knew in since kindergarten, and his was all just like yelling, just "Run for your life!" and then mine was "Run for your life." And then so because we had like that big a dynamic, he got to teach us like both sides of it.
Yeah.
And so like that's how I learned to be loud. Because I like and how I can be loud all night because like I know how to yell as opposed to scream. Like there's a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the whole like learning how to do sounds and things.
It's crazy. Linguistics and
it's absolutely fascinating
stuff. It's all insane. Absolutely insane. Anyways, that was probably about it though. I've been doing some drawing stuff again a little bit.
Yeah, you've got some doodles.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more research into actual like manga style drawing instead of just like whatever bullshit I've been doing all these years. Which is trash.
Was it Overly Sarcastic Podcast?
Oh,
they're on YouTube. They do a lot of like a literary analysis. I thought she did drawing too, because it's like, oh yeah, you can like read like anime books, like, oh, this is how you draw anime, but then like when you go to draw things that aren't people, like but you draw what and been like, oh, you grew up on Disney like movies, so then you have anime characters and like Disney animals.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta be able to like feel out your own like style.
Well, that's like if you look at a lot of manga and anime stuff, a lot of those like different scenes are real places that people have been, and they just go and draw, and then they place the character in there. Like it's absolutely insane. But we have nothing here.
Well, here, no. I mean, you can find places like there's. I mean, even around here, there's just some cool scenes.
We also now have this lovely thing called the internet, where you can just look up somewhere to place a character, which is great.
Yeah, like hell, even like the intro, like the beginning of Evangelion, where he's like going to the payphone and like he's on that whole street and they have like the whole huge long shot.
All of that is
that's real. Like that's a place in Japan.
Is insane. Oh, did you ever watch like the end of Evangelion?
Yeah.
I haven't gone through all of it yet, but it's like, God. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's
yeah, I thought it like after the end of the original anime series, I was like, man, this shit can't get any weirder.
Yeah.
And then I got like halfway through that movie and I was like, wow, it's getting weirder.
It doesn't get better.
Yeah. So after I'm done watching that, I don't know what I'm going to watch.
You should definitely watch Keiju. It's the butt and boob fighting one.
No,
I love that anime so much.
I am not fucking watching that ever in my life.
No, it's
oh my God.
It's hilarious, and it knows it's insane, and it just leans into it. It's so fantastic.
No, I'm trying to get like all the classics covered first.
Getting a Gundam.
I've already watched like a shit ton of Gundam.
Oh, really? I've only ever watched Gundam.
I have to take like periodic breaks from Gundam because that's what I was watching before.
Oh, yeah. Also, you're going from one robot mech anime to another. Like it's like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah. Well.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe I'll get back into Gundam, but
I need to get back into Gundam.
I was watching Origins, and I was just like, I need a break.
I know Gundam Wing. I know it really well because I've watched the whole series like 4 times. But I want to get into like, not like the original. Like for some reason in my YouTube algorithm, like it's popped up a bunch of that stuff. So I'm like I've been watching like gunplay builds. And
I've been trying to like watch it in not like release order, but in like.
Oh, like chronological for the series. Ooh.
That's what I've been trying to do. But Jesus fuck, it's going to take forever.
I know. Well, there's a lot. It came out in the 70s.
So much.
Keep making more.
I know.
It was actually when they did the first series, it actually like flopped. Like the show was like what saved it was the models.
Yeah. Like, and then they came back with the shows again, which is insane. I like Gundam models. I think they're cool.
No, they're fantastic. I did see like I said, all the videos I've watched on YouTube, and so there's a bunch of like model builds. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. I saw one of EVA Unit 1, and it's like insane how detailed it is. It's like,
oh man. Yeah.
And it comes with like all the weapons for it too. It's
It's
like,
like that's just a sick ass color combination too. The
Yeah,
the
the
purple
lime
with the
green, the
neon green.
and then with actually like blaze orange accents too. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's a good choice there.
They do make a good job of making that thing look absolutely terrifying in the show.
Yeah, but it's still like it's terrifying, but it's also like so freaking cool. It's like
Like when they lose control of it and it starts going nuts.
Oh yeah, and it starts like busting out of its shell. It's like oh my god.
The one like IT chick that just run the computer is just throwing up. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, and they make it hunch over in a way that's like not even possible.
Yeah.
And just like the eyes are beaming and it's like Jesus.
No, and then like when they bring it back and like it's getting repaired, it's all bandaged up and like the one eye's just pissed off.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
Like holy shit. Yeah. It's insane. All of it's insane. I don't even know where they pulled that out of. And then like the opening is so peppy too. Like it's just so oh god, that fucking show. That's still haven't. Did I do anything else this week? Did I do anything the fuck else?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I've literally just been studying and drawing.
Next time we land on books, we need to do Jeanette McCurdy's memoir.
Oh yeah, I'm happy my mom's dead.
Yeah, I'm glad my mom died.
Yeah, I want to.
Apparently, it's awesome. I got on Audible, so I'm cocked and ready to go.
Okay, let me write it down.
But I haven't listened to it yet because I kind of wanted a reason to. Because like her story is actually kind of insane, and apparently Nickelodeon is worse than Disney when it comes to child actors, which is really sad.
I'm not that surprised.
Well, yeah.
Not that surprised. Especially from that era, too.
Yeah.
I'm not at all surprised. And her mom was just fucking nuts, too.
Well,
so
she's a child actor. It's like you're basically born into slavery.
Well, she didn't want to be a child actor.
Exactly. That's what born into slavery. You don't
her
get
mom
a choice.
wanted to be an an actor and made her daughter be an actor. Like, it's a... Next time we roll that, we'll get into it.
From what I hear, Jeanette McCurdy herself actually narrates the book on Audible.
Oh, really?
So I'm
That's
like,
really cool.
well, I need to, and shows like she actually does, like she performs parts of it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, this sounds absolutely fantastic.
I wonder. I think like what happened is her NDA is finally up, and then her mom died, so she can act. Yeah, 'cause she's been going around and doing interviews about it too. So good for her.
Yeah.
Ugh. Man, what else did I do this week? No, nothing else. I really didn't do anything else. There wasn't a race. There wasn't anything. What did you do this week? I guess. Did you do anything fun?
This is. I'm like, what the?
Oh, I guess we practiced again for the first time in ages.
Like as a team.
What?
Band.
Yeah. It's like what?
A team.
We're not playing sports ball, sir.
Same thing.
Yeah. Terminator wasn't there, so it's really weird not having bass.
Well, yeah, because
in a lot of those
what
songs
fills everything up. It's the gaps in between everything. It's the vibe.
Oh, like Seven Nation Army. It is.
It's the whole damn song.
Yeah. So it was interesting to try, but we actually didn't do that bad. It was pretty good. I only fucked that song up once. That one's really hard because it's 3 sets of almost the same lyrics.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
I'm going to Wichita. Well, that's about all I can sing before we get copyright struck.
Yeah. I think you get like 3 seconds. I'm not really sure. I don't want to test it either.
I think it was like the Game Grumps. And they're talking to the editor like in the middle of the show. It's like, hey, play as much Eye of the Tiger as you can without getting copyright struck. And it's bam. And that's it.
Oof. Oh my god. Yeah, I think it's 3 seconds.
But yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to test it either. Yeah. I don't want to get this episode taken down after we put all this stuff into it.
Well, the last thing that I have before we talk about our drinks and move on to our rolled topic,
yes,
was something that I definitely need to do more research about, and it's called. There's kind of 2 parts of it. It's called the Canvas and the Library of Babel. So, they're both computer programs.
Okay.
And what it is it's in the Library of Babel, there is theoretically an infinite number of books on an infinite number of shelves. each book is 400 pages of random text, like randomly generated text. So the idea is through just random, not even algorithmic, but actually like purely random chance, you will end up with a book that actually will make sense.
Yes.
The thing is, there's no overarching artificial intelligence to notice that this one is gibberish. So it's a website you can actually go to, and you can you hit the button randomly generate text, and
you could get whatever gibberish, or you could get
something
legible.
It would have to be like the chances of it are so astronomically huge that there's no way you could actually get like a full book, but you might get like a word that like
Yeah, or like a sentence that makes kind of sense.
Yeah, but then you have to go through 400 pages.
Jesus Christ.
The other part of it, the Canvas of Babel, is the same idea, but it's digital photography. So it's a set number of pixels, on I can't remember the size of it, but it's but X by Y, and then I think there's like 16,000 different colors.
Yeah.
So eventually it would. If you hit random enough times, you would find something
nice.
Something would be created. So the idea is within this program, within these parameters, there is every word ever written and will ever be written, and every like still frame of every life ever living.
Yeah.
It's like.
Ugh. So I wonder if that could be copyrighted, because then like you can't write anything anymore, basically.
That is like the most defeatist thing. So you're literally trying to monetize human existence.
I'm not saying it should be, but
could it be?
Some asshole probably could.
I'll try to.
Oh, yeah. That reminded me of something, and I can't remember what they're called, but they are a tool that creative people use. They're a set of cards, and they have kind of random things on them. And you have to create around that thing, but I forgot what they're called. I know that Omnibus did.
Yeah. It's not.
Did an episode on them, but I can't remember what they're called. It's like. Oh, God, it's going to bother me until I find it, too.
That actually kind of reminded me of another thing that I accidentally stumbled upon, just with like creative processes and things like that.
Yeah.
Was just a kind of a little research on like there's a presentation of like a research paper on how places get their names. So like in England, there's the River Avon.
Yes.
Well, the word Avon is an ancient Welsh word that means river. So it literally means river. And you'd think like, well, how the hell could you mess it up? Why would you call it the river? And it has to deal with how things get their names. So it's like what the land is, what the people that live there are, and then like what the people there like kind of value and believe in.
Yeah.
And like at the very end of the video is like, okay, so I'm coming up with like this random culture. They found the city at the top of this waterfall, and they then believe that their main deity is a water deity.
Yeah,
so they called the city Divinity Falls, and then they kind of go the culture goes into decline, and they're then taken over by another culture that they have a hard time saying the word D, so then they call it Divinity Falls, but they tack their own word onto it as palm, and again, this is all the stuff that he's creating, and in that culture, palm means water, so Divinity Falls water is the name of the place, but they just call it Divinity Palm.
Yeah, well, I think that happened a lot with like Native American words and places.
Yeah, like there's a place in Colorado called Table Mesa. Mesa is Spanish for table.
Yeah, table, or the Los Angeles Angels.
Yeah, the Angels.
Which I think is freaking hilarious. But
did you know that that's not the name of that city?
Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's actually like an 11-word phrase. And
What?
it's like the whole thing translates to it's like Our Lady, Queen of Heaven and of the Angel. Like it's this
Jesus
huge long
Christ.
thing because it was
All right,
old.
well, why
mission.
the fuck would you do that, first of all?
Because I don't know, it's
Who
Spanish.
in what thing was like, yes, let's make this city name 8 miles long.
No,
Oh, God, my leg.
oh shit. Well,
Oh, shit, God. Oh,
I mean, we can definitely fall down the rabbit hole if you really want to.
no.
But we also
wait.
have.
I'm still looking up
You're still looking up the damn
fucking
cards?
And it's gonna make me mad until I think about it. They have so many good episodes, too. It's just...
The Omnibus, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that Jennings is now like one of the hosts of Jeopardy?
Yeah, him and...
I can't think of the chick's name.
yeah, what's her buckets take turns.
I was like, well, that makes sense. Like,
I mean, yeah, he definitely should be because... Yeah, at one time he said that, like, his memory is, like, on the decline.
oh no.
He's like, I can't remember stuff
Well, he's not like
as much as I used
that
to.
much older than me. He's what? He's not quite 50 yet, is he?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Because I know he always talks about like being a Gen Xer, so he's like born in the late 70s.
Yeah, and he lived in Korea for
Oh, for real?
a while. I think one of his parents was in the military or something, so they were there for a while.
You're gonna find this bullshit? Or are we gonna move
I'm
on?
scrolling through the dick damn episodes, all right?
Oh my god, you're going through all the episodes of the Omnibus?
Yeah, because I can't freaking remember, like, anything, and I tried to look it up on the good
The
old
Googs.
Google machine, and it was just like, oh, you need a song generator? No, I need the cards. Ah! Yeah, because it was something that John had talked about using for the long winters and stuff. Because he's a band guy, which makes sense. I don't know, maybe I'll look it up later and tell it to you next time. But it's out there somewhere. Now I gotta click back on the GarageBand thing. Yeah, let's talk about what we're drinking quick, I guess.
Well, in honor of the rolled topic, I'm drinking a Sapporo.
Yeah, I should have thought about that a little more. But I
So
really
you just got your Fruity Loops.
I really wanted
shit.
my last vanilla bean Fruity Loops.
Now, was it you that was telling me that the town is named after the family that made the beer, not the other way around? Like
Oh,
Sapporo beer.
fuck, I'm gonna have to look this up again, too. God damn it, why are you... Why
Because
can't you remember what I tell you?
well, because
I don't think we've talked about that on here, though.
I don't know, maybe not. Because Sapporo, it's like it's not the only city, but it's like the big city in like the northernmost Japanese island, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
north.
Yeah,
Which one's
yeah.
north? I don't know. I'm bad at directions.
It's
Don't
on-
ask for me for directions.
Kind
'cause
of
you're
on
not gonna go.
the southwestern corner of it.
I don't know, dude.
But
How do you spell that?
Sappror or ORO. Sapporo. Sapporo.
No, I meant or.
Or
Sapporo is the oldest brand of beer in Japan. Oh, the town was first.
oh, so it is named after the town. And the other one
Oh.
is Ichiban. So like big
Ichiban,
like,
yeah.
beer.
And Asashi?
Isashi. I feel like I should know that one. I don't know if I do.
No, it's Asashi.
Oh,
A.
yeah. Yeah. I recognize that one.
I think.
But well, the Sapporo that we get
Oh,
here is this a lager, so it's not too far removed from like Bud Light.
Asahi.
Oh.
Asashi. Asahi. Need to remove one S. But yeah, they make like a whole bunch of other beverages that aren't booze. That company,
Oh.
the Asahi.
Well,
But yes, they make booze.
how industrious of them.
Because they make a... Not Calypco. Calpis. They make Calpis.
Cow piss?
Calpis. Calpis.
Yes,
Does sound like Calpis. They made it cherry.
Say it slower. This sounds more like it.
Cow. Zoo. I just add a U to the end and it sounds less bad, right? Anyway.
God.
Fuck, we're getting nowhere in this one.
I'm looking over my notes from Princess Mononoke, and I'm like, one, trying to read my own handwriting. But two, it's like, oh yeah, I planned on trying to research some of the stuff, and
I did too. So this is
do we just want to do synopsis? 'Cause I really wanted to get into like the ins and outs of some of the stuff. We can kind of like get there as we go, I think.
Yeah, we can go at the same time. You see, I was watching this, and I was tired enough that I was like, I don't know what is happening.
Oh my God.
And like I knew, like I watched and I knew what was, like I saw what was going on, but at the same time my brain was like, why is this happening the way it is? I am so confused. But yes, we open the movie with something going on in the forest. And they're trying to see what's up.
Yeah, there's this the lone hunter.
Yes.
Yeah. Ashitaka. He's
just like he's the prince of the town village peoples because they're kind of a lost.
Yeah,
I wonder if he went back. No, they kind of said he couldn't go back, didn't they?
Yeah, well, it was because of the curse that he wouldn't be able to. And then, well, this is jumping way ahead, but when he cut his hair, that was a sign of him
that's pretty
leaving,
big deal.
and never being able to come back. It's literally severing the tie.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. If he's their last prince, you think they'd be like, "Well, if you get better, you can come back," or something. I don't know. Whatever.
But so we find this hunter, and he's riding a red elk.
Yes, which is specific to their people.
Yep, like they're known for hunters that ride elks.
And he climbs the tower with one of the elders of the village, and they see this black blob thingy kind of coming towards the village. They're like, "What is going on?" And it comes to attack the village. And it's all like black and worm slimy. It's the weirdest thing.
It's okay, so
it's a good like animation, which is insane.
Well, okay, I'll probably just say this and I can come back to it a million times, but one thing that I definitely noticed about the animation style is there are no animation cycles. Like when you think of anime, it's like, especially like when someone's talking, it's just they have like three mouth positions, just something like that.
Yeah, and it just keeps cycling through them.
Even like the background characters, like the way that they move, there's no cycles with their movement.
Yeah,
like they move and then they do
it's different
else.
every time.
So it's like extremely like it makes everything look alive and detailed.
Yeah,
it's absolutely beautiful. And the way that that then translates to this monster it's made out of like worms and snakes and like slimy stuff.
Yeah.
And so like it makes it look more alive.
Yeah.
That it's not just like it doesn't look like wheat in the wind.
Yeah.
It's like crawling over itself and constantly moving. It's so gross.
So insane. But yeah, so this wormy gelatinous monster comes out of the forest and he's like, "Hey, just go away. Don't fuck with our village, And the monster's like, "Nah, I came here specifically to fuck up your village." He's like, "Oh, okay, well, this is bad." And they kind of have a little fight scene going on.
He's able to kill it by shooting it in the eyes with arrows.
But he shoots it in the eye with his arrow. His stone arrows, which apparently is...
also a trademark of the tribe.
Yeah. And it's like, you people have messed up the forest and cursed me and all that. And the poor kid's like, "Dude, I don't know, whatever." And the monster got a hold of him at some point, and now he has a curse on his arm, which is a pretty big deal, as the lovely elder shaman lady, I want to say.
Yeah.
Says, she's like, yeah, you're going to have
It's like
a slow...
not only will this kill you, it'll hurt the whole time you're dying.
Yeah. Yeah, and she finds this out by this weird...
Yeah, reading the stones.
Stones.
Which I'd never seen that before, but I also don't know...
That was fascinating.
Enough about, like, Japanese tribalism.
Yeah, well, and I wonder if that's, like, something that, like, the original Japanese... The Ainu? Like, the original Japanese people, I wonder if that was something that they had in their culture or something.
Yeah, that could be.
I don't know. Anyways, she's like, yeah, you gotta go. And so he
Cuts
lops his hair off. And as he's...
Well, they found in the corpse of... They found out that this thing that attacked the village was actually a cursed... Well, it was a boar that had been cursed.
Yeah, and it had been a formal deity of the forest.
Yep. Yeah, it was,
that had gotten turned into a demon because of his hatred for humans and what they were doing, which we'll get to that later.
Yep. Well, they found out there's an iron ball inside it.
Yeah.
And okay, so when I first saw that, I was like, "Oh, an iron ball." So in Western culture, iron is actually what you use to confine spirits. It's actually one of the reasons why jails have iron bars.
Iron bars.
In an exorcism kit, there are plates of iron.
Yeah.
It's to separate things.
I know that from watching Supernatural.
I know that because I know a guy. Which kind of leads into how different this story is being told as opposed to like other stories. Like the difference between Eastern and Western. So this is all Shintoism. Like all of Miyazaki, not just Mononoke, but Mononoke is a little more obvious. That the words like God, demon, guardian, spirit, like they don't mean the same thing that we expect them to.
No.
There's like gods can turn into demons.
Yeah.
And really, that doesn't quite do it justice because in Shintoism, there really isn't a good or an evil. There's simply life and death.
Well, there's good and evil spirits and things, but they're always from like something else. So it's never like, oh, this one's bad. It's like, this one's bad because of said thing, basically. So it's never just like, oh, it's bad. Like, for us, it's always like, oh, this thing is bad and this is good and that's just the way it is and how it's always bad.
Yeah. It's not like how, this one, it's divine, it's blessed, and it's light, whereas this one has been possessed by something evil. It's like the night isn't evil, the night's just dark.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you won't get this reference at all. It's like Grey Jedi.
Oh, God.
Okay, so gravity is great, right? Holds things down.
Sometimes.
But I mean, gravity is also bad. It makes things fall. It's like gravity isn't good or bad. It just is.
Yeah, it's just
like
there.
The same thing with like Shintoism in nature. It's like there isn't good or bad. It just there just is.
Well, like, and when there is a bad thing, it's usually because that certain thing did a bad thing and they're being punished for it. Mm-hmm. Type of thing. Like, it's never just like, oh, this guy is bad.
Yeah.
The end. It's like, no, this guy is bad because he ate babies or something. And it's like, stuff like that. And it's a lot of like neglecting your things too, which is weird.
Yeah.
So like the umbrella guy that I talk about all the time.
Yeah, the weird like just...
Yeah, he comes from a neglected umbrella in a stand. Like, it's all crazy.
Wait, where does... This is getting way off topic. Where does Beto Beto-san come from?
Beto Beto?
Beto Beto-san. He's when you're walking at night and you hear footsteps behind you, you stop and you go to one side of the path and you say, after you, Beto Beto-san.
Yeah. It's just from like being scared of the dark and stuff, which is crazy. Like, it's supposed to make you like less worried if you hear random noises in the dark.
I see.
You're like, oh, it's Beto Beto. Just let him pass by you, and it'll be fine. So yeah, like all of that stuff is super interesting. But anyway,
So yes, back to Mononoke.
yeah,
That's why I know this one is going to go long. Like, there's
Yeah, I
so
know.
much. So there's this fight that's happening between the samurai and this Iron City.
Well, not only that. So this time period is when
It's right near like the Industrial Revolution of Japan.
yeah, and it's when samurai were still around, but they were less needed. So they were kind of just doing their own thing. So when you see like all of those towns and stuff getting attacked, they actually did that. Like they would
Yeah.
band together and just like murk a bunch of people for no reason.
Yeah, like samurai and ronin are not like noble like
Yeah,
paragons.
yeah, a
No,
bunch of them-
they're actually just kind of a bunch of wandering
Some
murderers.
of them were good, but a lot of them were shitbags. Like, yeah.
Do you know how they were able to count the number of kills?
Count the number of kills.
They would cut their noses off.
Oh, yeah. Or their heads. Like
Yeah.
the head was always a big deal. It was never about like burying a body. It was you have to bury the head,
Yeah,
which is absolutely
Well,
insane compared
that
to like
comes
what we have
later in
Yeah.
the story.
Anyway,
So yeah, like it's actually a very huge part of like Japan as like a whole, like
Yeah.
coming to like an industrial power. Ashitaka meets that monk guy where he trades
Oh.
a bag of rice.
we forgot about his sister giving him the little crystal dagger thingy.
Oh,
So
yeah.
before he left his village, his sister was like, "Take this with you and don't forget about me, because I know we're never gonna see each other again." So it was like given to him out of love and
Yeah.
a
Way
little
to-
piece of home.
Way to not forget where you came from. You know, fight for something
Yep.
that's important for you.
But yeah, and he meets a monk on the road after he tries to. He pays for a bag of rice with a little gold nugget because they obviously don't have the same currency per village, and this was before the coins were around. And the lady was like, "I'm not gonna take this. I don't know what this is."
I want this rock.
Yeah, and so this monk guy comes up and he's like, "That's a nugget of gold, you crazy lady." And then he walks off with oh god, why can't I remember his name now?
Ashitaka.
Ashitaka. And it's like, "Hey, you're not from around here. There's these people with red elks and stuff that looks like yours.
You wouldn't have to know about
But-
it, do you?
They're all dead. Don't worry, I won't say anything, blah, blah, blah." So he tells him about his little curse issue. He's like, "Oh, you gotta go to the forest, God." And he's like, "Okay, well, I'll get going then." And so he gets going, and he's going through the forest. And cut to a bunch of ox having barrels on their back full of rice and other things.
They're bringing rice. Well, yeah, they're bringing supplies back
Yeah.
to Irontown. And these two white wolves attack him in the middle of the night in
Yep.
the rain.
Yep.
But on the back of one of these wolves is what looks to be a human.
Yes, a person.
Oh.
A girl? I wonder, like, what her age range is. She's got to be, like, teenager, I would assume.
Well, I mean, the world is always saved by teenagers.
Three.
Well, also, like, that's not really important at all. Like,
No,
their
it's
age.
not. It's not. I was just curious.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the wolves attack this brigade, wanting them to heck off.
And they kind of, you know, they're on this treacherous mountain path, and a couple of the oxen get knocked off. But the oxen, the people that are around them, have very primitive rifles.
Yeah, like they
Like handheld
remind me
cannons.
of like the firework cannons.
In Mulan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very similar. It's like a cannon on the end of a stick.
And the oldest wolf, the mother wolf of the two silver
This is
wolves that we
hulking
saw.
Huge.
Yeah. She gets shot by one of the pellets
Mm-hmm.
and falls away. But she ends up being alive, which is fine. But we'll get to that later. But But yes, some oxen and men fall down. And the lady that's in charge is like, well, let's go back to the city. And I guess they're just dead. I don't know. Then we get back to Ashitaka wandering through the forest, and he stumbles upon two of these men that were thrown off.
They're kind of like floating down the river, and he finds they're still alive.
Yeah, so he rescues them. It's like, okay, well, we gotta go through the forest to get there, otherwise your buddy's gonna die. And he sees the girl with the wolves. He's like, hey, I'm looking for the forest spirit. She doesn't say anything.
Yeah, just kind of glares at him. And there's a very, very iconic scene there where she's with the wolf and has the blood on her face. And it's like, ooh.
Because she's trying to suck the poison and the lead out of
the wound.
Yeah. And she's spitting it out. And just has blood all over her face. And then she just stares him down. And then right before they leave, she's like, go away. He's like, you would?
But as you know, so it's like, okay. So they're going through the forest and they meet a little tiny spirit.
Yeah, which I think they're freaking adorable.
With their
even
butts.
though you think they're horrifying.
No, it's like, because they're very small, like almost doll-like, and they don't really have faces, but they have like round heads with
and
spots on them.
And they rotate, and then like they can shake them, and it sounds like, but like, have you ever heard like a movie or like a cartoon of like bones shaking? Yes. It's that exact fucking noise, which is amazing. I love that noise.
They kind of reminded me of like a Korok from Breath of the Wild. If you ever played that game, yeah, they're tiny spirits of just the land.
Yeah.
And there's millions of these things.
Yeah, so these little creatures start showing them through the forest, basically, and Ashitaka catches a glimpse of what looks to be a deer with a whole bunch of horns on it.
Yeah.
But then he looks back at it again, and it's gone.
Yeah.
So they continue through, and they make it to the other side and see this giant plume of smoke and this little town. And they walk up, and it's like, hey, I got you guys.
Yeah.
And one of the guys' wife comes down and just starts ripping the guard out.
So maybe if we would have died, we'd be able to remarry. Why'd you come back to me? Like, God, can't you be happy I'm back?
Oh, she is so brutal, but it's lovely.
Yeah. So we found out that this is Irontown. You know, these are the people that had the oxen that were bringing the rice back. What they do is they take the sand from the land around, and they have like a giant forge and a refinery, and they make iron.
Yep, they make guns and bullets and such.
Yep. And who's the lady that runs it?
Lady Hiboshi.
Yep. And she's like matriarch. Like she's known visually. She like wears a whole kimono and has the whole like geisha.
Yeah, hair. Yeah. I don't know if you like noticed, but her kimonos were like the really nice one, and then she had like hakama pants and stuff like that.
Well, she had like the huge like overcloak too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So she's like very regal.
Yeah. She is the head lady.
Yeah. And she doesn't take shit from anyone.
And all the ladies that work there she bought out their... Okay, so they're not really brothels, so that's where the translation kind of gets it wrong. Mm-hmm. Because back in that day, you sold your daughters to be geishas.
Yeah, well, which entertainers.
Yeah, at that time it wasn't geisha yet. It was either like a prostitute type or an entertainer. And in order to stop being that, somebody has to buy out your contract. And usually it's a guy that
then buys you.
Yes, buys you, basically. And so what she did is she went in and bought out all these ladies' contracts so they could come work for her at Irontown.
Mm. And there's a very, very interesting thing. So the girls work the forge.
Yeah.
And then all the men do mining. And it's almost like, yeah, there's the one that's like married, but it's like they don't like intermingle a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like they're never like seen together. Like the ladies have their side, the guys have their side.
Yeah.
But there's some fantastic scenes where he's like sitting with all the guys and like they're eating food, like all the girls like looking through the doorway.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's a new stranger.
Yeah.
And he's so pretty.
Yeah, it's like this is fantastic.
Yeah, the girls are a hoot the entire time. It's amazing. But yeah, you find out Lady Hiboshi is the person that the girl from the forest is after, and you can kind of see why, because she's destroying the forest and stuff to mine, but she's also like doing good things, so it's hard to like be on a moral side because she's
and that's one of the reasons why this whole story is absolutely fantastic. It's like she's rescuing these girls and she's like giving them a great life. Like the women in this town like have a voice and they are very, very well respected. She's cutting down the forest though.
Yeah. Well, and then we later get to go back in her workshop where all of these
they're lepers.
Yeah, they're lepers.
And they're the ones that are actually crafting the iron
and they're
making the guns.
They're making guns for women, which is
specifically
absolutely unheard
for
of.
women.
Yeah, which is absolutely insane. She's all about like women empowerment, and it's just like it's hard to take a side, but it's also like it's a really good scope of what was going on at that time.
Yeah, there is, to kind of further the point is that she's even employing people with leprosy, like people who are
people that like
were completely outcast when having nothing to do. Also, I find there's a weird, morbid connection to death and decay creating weapons for death. Like, it's like, ooh.
Well, yeah, and it's like what you did with lepers and disabled people all the time is you just like kind of left them out to die, which is awful. Yeah. So she would take them in and be like, here, do this, and you can stay alive here and thrive. I mean, it seemed like they really liked what they were doing and were really proud of their work, which they wouldn't have gotten to do that anyways. But yeah, so it's like, it's hard to
paint her as like a villain.
Yeah.
It's like,
but she really isn't. It's the guy, which we'll get to later.
Yeah.
But yes,
he runs the bells with the girls, and that's one of my favorite scenes because like he starts going like they're all like get like really, really modest, like cinch up their robes, and it's like, and so he basically kind of just becomes like just guest of this whole town. Yeah. They're very grateful that he brought back these men that everyone in this town's a giant family.
And then
there's a surprise attack.
Yes, the girl from the forest comes in and tries to murk Lady Hiboshi. Okay. And they're all like, we're gonna kill her!
Yeah, well, oh man, that whole scene...
Yeah, that was insane.
...is so intense, and like you can definitely see like, okay, this is where a lot of like modern anime like fight scenes kind of come from. Like there's that one episode in Avatar where Zuko is busting Aang out of the prison. It's like, if you watch that episode and then watch that scene, like it's so close.
It's so good.
They make what's her name? San. They make her look absolutely feral.
Yeah.
And like,
her fighting style is like just absolute insanity. She is all over the place and
like it's like scary.
But it's still like so precise.
Yeah.
Like her movements are so precise, but still like crazy. Like it's insane. And then they're all just standing over there with their guns, shooting at her, and they just keep missing her or like hit her mask or whatever. And then he's like, okay, well I can't have her die because she's kind of my key to breaking
the curse.
The curse and finding the forest.
But I'm also not going to let my friends die.
Yeah. And so he knocks both of them out and was like, okay, you take Lady.
He jumps in the middle of their fight.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's so good.
So he knocks them both out so they don't kill each other. And then he picks her up and takes off with her. And one of the village ladies is like, well, she killed my husband, so I want to kill her. And then he's like, okay, shoot then. And then she doesn't. So he starts walking away with her. And then she accidentally does shoot him.
Yeah.
And he just fucks off into the
Yeah,
distance
he
still.
just takes it. No, and he opens the 10-man gate.
Yeah. And he's just like just walking off with her, and then they get up to the point where like she's back awake and conscious, and he just freaking falls over.
But it's okay because they're then met by her two friends, the wolves.
Yeah, and they
also encounter the ape tribe.
Yeah, the ape tribe. They're like, "Let us eat him," and they're like, "When did you start eating people?" And they're like,
Now. Like,
yep.
But
so yeah, he's basically like dying at this point.
yeah.
Even though like his curse has made him kind of superhuman, he's still capable of being hurt.
Earlier he kind of came across a samurai raid on a village.
Yeah, and he just like murdered.
And he like
heads went flying
because the curse that he has is based in hate and a lot of like very, very strong emotions. It gives him essentially superpowers. And so that's his shooting arm with his arrows, and he's able to just like in like one shot, just cut heads off.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
And it, like they don't pull any punches with that.
No,
like, it's brutal as hell.
Yeah, they even show like the bone in the arms and stuff. Like it's insane. But yeah, so he's basically. I think by the time they get him there, I think he's actually dead.
Oh, really? You think he actually? Has died?
He's actually dead by the time they get him to
the
forest spirit pond, and then he is.
Do we see the forest spirit then?
Yes, we do. He kind of comes along, and that's when the plants are growing around his feet and dying right away.
Yeah. Okay. So because that's what I wanted to get to is whenever it shows the forest spirit, there's no sound.
Yeah.
Everything goes silent.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And you just hit it. And that was the other thing I wanted to say was as he steps, not only does he create life, but as he leaves,
it's
death follows. So again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier: is that yes, he is a forest spirit. You could call him a deity, but he's not good or bad.
Yeah,
he's both life and death.
Yeah. So the reason I think he's dead is because when the elk came up, she was like, "You know not to step on the island."
Oh, yeah. No,
because he's alive.
She says, "Oh, you're smart."
The elk is alive, but the boy is dead.
So how's she?
Because she's connected to the forest.
Okay.
So she can. But I think other living things aren't supposed to be
interesting
there. But that is just my
because I knew that land was important. I didn't know what it meant though.
Yeah. So he brings him back alive. He's like, well, it must be important because otherwise I'd still be dead.
Yeah. No, there's again, it's a very like Japanese thing. It's like everything has its purpose. When its purpose is fulfilled, then it's it's like so apparently he has more to play in the story.
And the spirit of the forest has like 1,000,000 horns.
Yes.
It has the face of a monkey, the body of a long-haired deer, and the feet of a chicken.
Yeah, it says
which is
very
weird. But I think that's something, but I can't recall in Shintoism. But that's for me to look up later, I guess.
Oh, damn it! There's a thing. Because a lot of how I'm processing a lot of the stuff was there's a great video about Ocarina of Time that breaks Ocarina of Time down into like what Shinto into Shintoism because it's extremely Shintoistic, like all the elements and everything like that, like how everyth's nature. And there's a quote in that video that's the only thing that Japanese has more of than shrines is vending machines.
It's so true. There's so many like mini shrines all over the place.
Yeah, and that's the idea. It's like every place like has some sort of significance.
Yeah. But and then we get to see our little monk friend again and find out that they are hunting the spirit of the forest, which is bad news.
Yeah. Which you kind of start to understand that this guy isn't necessarily a good guy, but like he himself is not like evil, he just kind of has
he's
bad
just
intentions.
Skeevy.
Because, I think this is a good time to kind of explain like what he is. So he is working with Lady
Hiboshi.
Because she needs to like clear the forest. Well, he's looking for this forest spirit because he wants the head of it to give it to the emperor, and that the idea is that will give the emperor immortal life. However, the emperor is, leading the samurai that's also attacking. So he has his hand in like
everything.
Shit.
And that's actually not that uncommon for some of the sects of monks. Because that's what him and his like other buddies, not the hunting ones, but the other people that had the backpacks. Yeah, they're all monks. So it's a certain type of monk was shady, but but he doesn't personally want to get his hands dirty. So he is getting Lady Hiboshi to do it under the guise of, it mutually benefits. Because then you don't have to worry about...
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the wolves and the boars and the apes.
Yep. Yep. And at this time, the boars come to the wolves and is like, hey, we're going to go fight them because we're sick of this shit.
Yeah, like that scene was... It was intense, and it definitely like really laid the groundwork as to what's actually going on.
Yep.
Is that nature is kind of like fighting back, and there's a lot of discussion with the boars that it's like it turns out that the demon at the very beginning of the movie was actually like one of their leaders.
Yeah.
And the wolves are kind of mocking them. It's like, you guys have grown stupid.
Yeah.
And lazy. It's like we either fight here and die, or we just die.
Yeah, like, might as well do something rather than waiting.
Yep.
And, you find out that the iron that they are shot with, because the other wolf is also shot with it, is what makes them go crazy and die.
Yeah, because there's like hatred that's kind of forged into
and
it.
it's iron and stuff.
And the destruction of the forest itself is
Yep.
how it's brought about, and that's why there's evil imbued into it.
Yeah. So then the boars go off to war, and all of them are killed, except for the elder one that's blind.
He's horribly wounded.
And he's kind of lost his noodle, and the humans have taken the skins of the boars and are using them for camouflage, and he ends up getting shot. The elder boy ends up getting shot with an iron ball too, and he turns into a demon as well, and he's trying to eat sun with it, and it's absolutely insane, and there's so much going on there.
And because all these hunters are following him. Then we have Lady Hiboshi and the monk.
Yeah, and the monks
are kind of pursuing him because they know that the boar would want to go to
the healing pool.
Yep.
And then the spirit of the forest will show up.
They'll be able to ambush him.
And he did. And Lady Hiboshi shot his
you're missing
head
one of the greatest lines in the entire movie, which is it's Ashitaka. It's like, which side are you on? It's like, I don't care which side I'm on. Like,
and then he just fucks off into the distance.
It's like, I'm not on your side or their side. I just want good to happen.
I just don't want this. Yeah,
and like, just whose side is he on anyway?
But yes, Lady Hiboshi does, in fact, shoot the poor guy's head off. And then he friggin' takes her arm.
Yeah.
But basically the head comes off and the forest spirit turns into black ooze.
Yeah.
And marks the shit out of everything.
I think what happened was they, I'm using air quotes here, they killed the forest spirit when it was in its life form.
Yeah, and then it turned into its death.
So it only became death.
Yeah.
And that sequence is actually fucking terrifying.
Yeah, all of that shit after that is insane.
because the night form of the forest spirit is it's very large and
Yeah.
it kind of roams through the forest and
Yeah.
is very slow and methodic. But now it has all of the vigor of the life side and all of the movement, but
Yeah.
it's huge and there's no escape for it, and the entire forest starts dying around
Yeah.
it, and all the little tiny cute little spirits start falling out of the sky like
Yeah.
rain. And
Yeah. It's like, holy shit.
it's like everything is going bad. Like
Yeah.
like watching that scene happen, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
the fuck
Yeah. I
did
was like,
they
oh
do?
god, oh god, oh god. And yeah, the monk put the head in a barrel and tried to fuck off with it.
Well, even like the music changes.
Yeah.
And it's like everything
like, oh,
just gets
shit.
so braced up intense.
Yeah, everything's basically dying, and
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Irontown is under siege.
yeah,
Because Lady Hiboshi's gone.
Yep,
with all of her men.
yep.
So it's all the ladies.
All the ladies are still at Irontown, trying to fend it off, and then all this death stuff happens, and they're like, "Well, get in the lake. Hopefully, it'll be fine."
Yeah. They're trying to. That's like because they then see this absolutely towering, monstrous force
Yeah, it's
coming
like,
over the mountains.
oh fuck.
And like all the trees are just dying. In its wake, and there's no escaping this damn thing. And so they go to the river to try to escape the ooze that's coming over the mountains, and it comes over Irontown and breaks the forge, and it all explodes.
Yep.
And this whole time, San and Ashitaka, they're pursuing the monk, trying to get the head back.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like saving everyone they can along the way too, because they even saved Lady Hiboshi and the guard and stuff. And they take pursuit and they find the monk
trying to run up this hill.
Yeah, and he's still like not willing to give it up either. He's like, no, and then finally he's like, okay, fine, otherwise I'm gonna die.
Well, yeah, because like they're in a spot where they can't escape the onslaught of this literal force of nature that is death.
Yeah. So then Ashitaka and Sun get the head back, and then the forest spirit is dead, and all of the plants start to do a regrow, basically.
Yeah.
And Irontown is just fucking toast. There's nothing left. And Lady Hiboshi's like, well, guess we'll just build again. It's like, bro. So, yeah. And that was fucking it, basically.
Yeah,
it was like,
that's kind of the end. But
no explanation.
Just, even playing back through that whole scene in my head where it's just slowly lumbering over the mountains and and the music
God.
and this, oh god, they're literally outrunning death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, then within my analysis, one of my favorite that whole night, my favorite thing that was ever said was "Ya boy," saying, "Why are Japanese stories so weird?" It's well, they're weird because they're different. Because it's
they don't give you.
There's not a moral. Well, there's a moral to the story.
Yeah, but there's not a resolution.
Yeah, well, because
to them.
Well, I mean,
Really?
how many stories in your life have an end and then it's just done?
Sir, have you been to high school? Have you been to college?
No, I'm saying it's no, time just moves on.
Yeah.
Just because you came to an end of a chapter doesn't mean the world has to stop and applaud you. It's just because Irontown is dead doesn't mean these people aren't. They're still alive.
But it's still they didn't learn anything from it. They just murked the forest spirit and was like, oh, all right, well, I guess we can do what we want now.
I would like to think that they now understand not to fuck with nature, that to work with it instead.
Well, I don't know, because there's no... I don't know if another forest spirit comes in and is reborn or something. I don't know how that stuff works. So it was they just said it was dead, and I was like, okay, well, how does that work then? Is there no forest spirit now, or is it just that's the end for the forest spirits? There's not a replacement? I don't know.
Can just make a new one. Understanding that the main part, the main idea of the whole movie is it's Shinto spirits and,
Yeah.
and
Well,
man versus nature.
It's working through, because this came out in 1997.
Yeah.
So it's working through honoring nature, but still moving forward with advancements type thing. Which is crazy. All of it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too much for my little brain to handle.
What? I mean, I could definitely go on for like another couple hours of this whole thing because I found it absolutely fantastic.
Oh no, they're.
Like, I know why this is a masterpiece.
All of them are really good movies. It's just they don't. It's just like a little chunk of what could be explored.
Yeah.
But that also leaves you to use your imagination and think up your own things and yada yada yada. Fun stuff.
There's a few things that I think are very kind of unique to Japanese storytelling that definitely show through in this, which is there's not a whole lot of like nostalgia or looking back. Like when Ashitaka leaves his village, he's never like thinks about going back. You know,
family.
He immediately just moves forward.
Yeah.
There is kind of an interesting thing that happens though with the crystal arrowhead.
Yeah, we did go over it.
When he gives it to Sun, she takes off her bone necklace.
Yeah.
And wears that instead, not in addition to.
Yeah, because I think at that point because before it was like all humans are bad.
Yeah.
And then she met him and it's like, well, maybe not all of them are so bad. So she kind of gives up a little bit of her animal upbringing there and decides to embrace
well,
people
even,
a little bit more.
I think, was it the apes or the boars that said to Sun that it's like, what, you're a human? Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
and she's like, no, I'm much part of the force as you are.
Yeah, yeah. Like she was raised to be a wolf more than a human.
Yeah.
But they can't overlook the fact that she's human for some reason.
Okay, so this may seem like a very, very dumb question, but
okay,
who is Princess Mononoke?
That's her. That's Sun. That's what the Irontown named her.
That's what they call her. Okay. So I was like, she's always called Sun.
Yeah, they probably didn't actually know her name, so they gave her a name. And I'm sure Mononoke means something.
I need to do some research, yeah.
I don't know, but...
Research should have been done?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, because I thought that was like more like an ambiguous thing.
No. It was more like that's what she was called by the people.
I see.
Basically. And like they called her that in the fight scene. Like the Princess of the Forest.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe that's what Mononoke means.
I mean, I don't know. Would you consider her the main character of the story? Because I feel like,
no, it's
the whole story is Ashitaka.
Yeah.
But I guess, he meets Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, but
that's
she's an important role.
Yeah. Because she's literally the bridge that the entire story is about. It's about, like, humanity and nature working together, and she is both humanity
she's tying
and nature.
In both of them. Yep. It's good. It's good. I would recommend watching it at least once.
No, it's usually when someone says, "Oh, this is like an amazingly beautiful, critically acclaimed thing," I watch it. I'm like, this is someone just like pushing himself up. But no, like this. The story is fantastic. Every single character is deep. Yeah. Like the animation is 100%
the animation
beautiful.
Is amazing.
And I mean it gripped me.
Yeah. Like I have an easier time with animation when it's critically acclaimed like that because I can look at the art put into it. So I can't really do that with just like films because it's just like people acting and it's just like not as artsy to me, I guess. I know that's not how some people feel about it, but I'm so like deep into animation and manga and shit that that's more of my thing than.
And I know I asked you when we were watching the movie, but I also didn't do any follow-up research. But every frame in that's hand drawn.
Yeah.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, you like even now you can tell when.
Well, you can tell like when there's
they're using CGI
or
sorts.
or where there's like you can tell there's different like cells like where they're one of the ways to do that animation is the same way you do like layers in Photoshop.
Yeah,
Some of them will be clear, so you can tell like there's actually like a background layer and there's actually like a character layer. There's like a foreground layer.
Yeah, that's very old style.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell in the movie that like so like this smoke in like here that's a different layer that's moving across. Like, so like knowing that every frame in this movie is hand drawn.
Yeah, everything's hand drawn.
Even more just.
Yeah, like the CGI in animation right now, it's come a long way where now when you watch like Demon Slayer and stuff, you can hardly tell unless you know and are looking for it. Where like a few years ago, it was like you could, do you remember watching the first season of Sailor Moon Crystal with me? And it was like the transformation sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, this is CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's come a long way, but like back then it was like, no, it was like bad. It was terrible. So yeah, every single bit of that is hand drawn.
Did you ever watch like the original like Sailor Moon S?
Yeah, I had like the movies and shit too.
Where her name is Serena, not Usagi.
That was strictly an American thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. And her best friend had like the really Boston accent. Yeah, a bunch of that shit was strictly for America. And they like glossed over Sailor Neptune and Uranus's relationship. They said they were cousins.
Yeah, they're just friends. Like, no.
Yeah.
They're lesbians. Shut up.
Well, it's like, and they took out that Uranus was non-binary too. They just said that they were a lady or something. I don't know. It was really weird. Like, there was a bunch of shit taken out for America, anyways, which is shitty. But yeah, they renamed her and nobody the fuck else, which doesn't make any sense. Damn you, America.
Well, we actually didn't go as far over it as I thought we were going to go. Like I thought it was going to be like a 2-hour show.
Like the first part of Hotel Del Luna.
I know. Oh god! Like, again, I can go on for hours about.
Yeah,
this
there's
movie
a
and how
lot.
Fantastic it is.
Just go watch it and give us your opinions about it. Yeah. Or if you don't have it, you can hassle me about it, and I'll lend you my copy. Because I have the Blu-ray.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Actually, I wonder if like the library would have it.
I don't know. We haven't gone to the library in forever.
Yeah, we need to.
Anyway.
So yeah, Princess Mononoke. One of the. That is probably now like a top 10, if not a top 5 movie for me.
My top one is still
Totoro.
This one.
Spirited Away.
Because goddamn, you can't beat that one. There's so much loveliness in that one. Wasn't like there's nostalgia of watching it when I was a kid too.
Yeah. Like I mean, Spirited Away is again just an absolutely fantastic, amazing story. But,
yeah.
Well, I don't know if maybe I'll have to do this on my own, but I definitely need to see Howl's Moving Castle in its entirety. I haven't seen it. Like I've seen like parts of it, and I was like, I need.
That one's really good too. Yeah, we'll have to watch that one together sometime too.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let's give it a few times before we do another Miyazaki. But I think we should probably do that one for.
No, I was just saying we could watch it sometime. Not necessarily for this. We could just watch it for fun.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't think I've ever watched anything that he's made that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Although I keep falling asleep for Totoro, so I don't really know.
I thought Totoro was supposed to be like comfy and just like a.
It is. It's so nice and god damn it.
You have them all here.
It's like so nice and comforting and just.
Yeah, it's like a hug in a movie form.
Yeah, so that's why I keep falling asleep. And it has she did some of the original Milan stuff.
Oh, also Kiki's Delivery Service. That's
yes,
that I haven't seen.
That's my second favorite one.
Yeah. She's the witch.
This one also doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's okay.
I'd discover that for my own. But
I
definitely. What do you have there? Animal Crossing?
It's another Animal Crossing game that I haven't played yet.
Is it the OG Animal Crossing?
No, it's New Leaf.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like the new one. It's still in the packaging too. Trish got it. She got it for me for Christmas.
And you already had it?
No, and she wanted to borrow my DS.
Oh.
And play Luigi's Mansion, and then I've just got it back like 5 months ago or something. And I got this like 2 years ago. So I'll have to play that finally. There's so much shit I need to play, but I'm so obsessed with Pokemons right now, which is a problem. I guess that's the other thing I've been doing. Is playing Pokemon a lot. I have 2 gym badges left on this one.
Go.
Yeah. Anywho, we should probably end our damn
let's roll
episode.
before we get over an hour and a half.
Sorry.
Oh, not sorry.
No, I'm not. Not gonna hear it.
Start your own podcast. Let's start a beef. If you want to fight me.
Maybe that's if we ever get enough people that talk shit, let's just get.
Oh, we can do like a rap battle instead of just podcast.
No, let's just make another podcast to like roast people. Holy shit, my phone's almost charged. Jesus Christ. All right, let me get the volume up.
I'm channeling what I wanted to land on.
Yeah, what's that?
Roll.
I don't want you to do that because last time you fucking got what you wanted.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we got culinary.
Ooh, culinary.
Oh shit. All right, we already did ramen, didn't we?
Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes we ever did.
Oh,
Holy crap, that one was so much fun.
I gotta take my valves off my hair again.
Culinary? What do we do for culinary? The history of mac and cheese.
No.
What?
God damn it. Do something somebody gives a shit about.
You don't give a shit about mac and cheese.
No.
Okay.
Hey, like, I'm at the point where I've had mac and cheese so much that I'm kind of tired of it. A little bit.
What do you have?
Let's do tteokbokki. It's Korean.
What is a tteokbokki?
Tteokbokki?
Yeah.
That's those little rice cake things that I eat that are spicy.
Is it like onigiri?
What? Onigiri's rice?
Triangles.
What the? No, these are like...
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Oh my god. Well, I have a bunch.
Okay.
Are you hungry yet?
I could probably snack on one.
Okay.
How do you spell this for the listeners? T-O...
TT.
What? Okay. That's it?
TTEOK BOKKI.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm seeing it. I've read that all as one word. Okay. No, yeah. How's it? Tteokbokki?
Tteokbokki?
There's a K.
Bokki?
T-E-O-K. All right. I'm just gonna Taibo.
But you can just say tteokbokki.
Okay.
And that's fine because that's a shortened
Okay.
of that. So yeah, let's do that because apparently you've never heard of that, and I think they are fucking delicious.
Okay. Is this another one of those things where I need to get a Amazon gift care package of here's a bunch of these things?
No, because I have some already.
Okay. You came equipped.
Yeah, remember I bought like a bunch at the Asian store.
I don't know. That's what they were.
I was trying to explain it to you, you
I was
shitbag.
too busy talking to Supermax. And we were too busy gushing about the nudes that he found.
Yeah.
He got some really good noodles.
All right, we better hurry the fuck up because
Okay.
my Mac's gonna die. Stay hydrated, don't die, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!